Hello and welcome to HCI 509, Research Methods and Statistical Analysis. In this lecture, Lecture 18, we'll talk about your final paper and what's required. So let's get started. The first step is for you to go to the SUNY Oswego Human Subjects Committee page and download a couple of files. Now, I've provided a link for you in Blackboard, but later on you may not have access to that link. You can always find it by searching for SUNY Oswego IRB, or SUNY Oswego HSC, or SUNY Oswego Human Subjects Committee. What you'll do is you'll go to the New Protocol Submission tab. You'll download two files. The first is the Research Protocol Form. The other is the General Informed Consent Form. So when you go to the page, it's going to look like the following. You're going to go to New Protocol Submission, and you're going to see two separate forms you can download. The first one is the Research Protocol Form, and you've got two versions. The other is the Informed Consent. Most of you will use the new General Informed Consent Form, but if your study involves minors or it involves doing some kind of audio or visual recording, you're going to need to use these modified forms. If you look down at the bottom, you're going to see the flowchart of the process that the HSC reviewed involves. However, for this particular assignment, I'm going to serve as the HSC and do your evaluation for you. You're also going to need a couple of extra files. So on Blackboard, you're going to find templates for the two most common extra files you'll need to attach. A recruitment script, which you're going to use to recruit participants, and a debriefing script, which you'll use once the participant's done with the experiment. These templates are available to you on Blackboard, but they're probably going to be useful for you when you do future HCI research projects and maybe projects after you graduate. So let's talk about the assignment. You're going to compare three methods to obtain either subjective or objective feedback from participants when unlocking the cell phone. Subjective may be their level of frustration or their level of satisfaction. Objective may be how long it takes for them to complete the task, or how many times do they make errors. That's going to be quantitative. You're going to want to obtain one or the other. So the password is going to be the control or the baseline, and this is the use of an alphanumeric password longer than 4 characters. The pattern is going to involve dots, and you're going to want to have them complete some kind of pattern to unlock the phone. And the PIN is going to involve a 6-digit numeric code for them to enter each time they want to unlock their phone. Now, I mentioned phone here, but you could also use this with a tablet if that's more convenient. I don't want you just to look at those three situations, but I want you to also involve a special situation or a special population. Special situations are ones that are going to involve your creativity. So those might be unlocking the phone or the tablet in low light, or with wet fingers, or maybe only with one hand. So you have only one hand available and they need to hold and unlock the phone at the same time, which is a common thing to do. It could be something else that's not mentioned here. So use your creativity to think of situations that might be worth studying. You also might want to consider a special population. Minors, you might want to consider the elderly, or maybe people with a disability. But do give some consideration to how difficult or easy it will be to recruit them. So you want to choose either a special situation or a special population and focus on this. The only thing that should be in common with all of your submissions is they should involve these three different unlocking methods. I want to see an interesting research approach. In other words, think creatively and show me that you have given some deep thought into how you're going to conduct an experiment. Again, this experiment must involve human subjects. This is the purpose of the course. So approval from the HSC, or in this case me, is necessary before you can move forward. So this is one situation where it's better to ask for permission than it is to beg for forgiveness. Next, I want you to develop the problem. This is where you're going to convince me of what you've learned during the course to apply it towards a research problem. So what is your null hypothesis? What are your dependent and independent variables? Now, again, with dependent variables, we've talked about either subjective or objective data. The independent variables are really up to you to be defined. What is your experiment design? We talked about between, within group, and maybe split plot. I would go back and review those lectures if you're still a little unclear. Who are you going to recruit for the experiment? How many people? Where and how are you going to find these people? These are important questions you're going to need to use before you can actually begin filling out these forms. One of the objectives of this course is to get the full IRB experience. So you're going to need to fill out the 4 necessary documents to get full approval for this experiment that you're not actually going to conduct, but you're just going to get approval for. So the starting point should be the research protocol document. And this is where you're going to explain to the committee what your experiment is about and what risks and perhaps benefits it's going to give to the participants. There's also other documents you're going to need. So in the research protocol, you're going to be asked how you're going to recruit and debrief participants. You're going to need these scripts anyway to do the actual experiment. So it's better to attach those as other documents so that the committee can have a better idea of what you're going to do. So you're going to fill out the provided templates for these 2 cases. And then you're also going to need a consent form. So these are the 4 documents you're going to need to attach: general protocol, consent form, the recruitment script, and the debriefing script. So that is what you're going to submit. You can submit a draft. This is optional, it's not required. And I will give you feedback, but you need to submit it by the end of the day on Friday, July 1st. It's my objective to get this feedback to you by the end of the day on Saturday, July 2nd. What's not optional is the mandatory final submission of these documents no later than Tuesday, July 5th. This gives you a very short time, because it's a summer course, to get this submitted. Now, grades are due on Wednesday, July 6th, so I can't accept a late submission on your final paper. I have to have it by the end of the day on Tuesday, July 5th to give you a grade for the course. Thank you. I hope this course has been very helpful in designing studies and going about the IRB submission process. I look forward to seeing your good work, and thank you very much.